Oh no, my sonnies! Welcome back, everybody. It's a beautiful day today because last night, well, yesterday, we had 15 mils of rain. It's yeah, just astounding, just an awesome amount of rain to receive. Yeah, lost for words. It was you know, that's our biggest rain event in quite a few months. So yeah, no, fantastic. And because Henry had just finished doing all the flex in, even better. So just astounding, just fantastic. So anyway, what are we going to do today? Well, we've got that. We've got other jobs to do. So we've got Henry's boom is fixed. That got fixed yesterday. And we need to wash that and everything. But we also do need to start on this firefighter. So we're gonna get Fleetwood in, bring it in here, and we're gonna start attacking it. So, because the last time she was driven was the 3rd of June, and it's now the 24th of July. The air tank on this is now completely drained. So we just gotta obviously pump it up with air, and we'll get it rolling. But that's obviously something we're going to address with this whole thing. We'll be putting a air compressor on here so it keeps on basically trickle charging it, just keeping the air tank full for us, so that come fire season, this thing will always be ready to go. So today's goal is to have some fun and pull all this stuff off the sides and on top. We'll probably start with something easy, getting the hose wheels off. We've got hose wheels both sides. We've got this big toolbox that needs to come off. That hydraulic tank there is full, but we need to get that off somehow. We also want to remove the PDO pump that's down here as well. And if we can, get the control box as well, which is in here. Lots of air lines everywhere. So the big one is going to be trying to figure out, well, the main air supply and crimping that off. So we want to get all this off, and then what we want to do is bring the forklift in and lift up our pump here, and then position that into place, like a rough position, and then we can work out steel and mounting brackets, length of everything, and yeah, then we can order it, and then the next part will be yeah, building a rough design up there. So actually one thing that's going to be fun is that's an emergency stop, so we've got to figure that one out too, otherwise we won't be able to start this bloody thing again. Hopefully we can disengage it up the front there, because there's one in the engine bay as well. So some fun's about to happen. First problem.
That was quick.
Yeah, we can't get we can't take the reels off first. We thought that'd be a nice easy one to do, but the reels are mounted on this big solid frame here, which goes up onto the chassis, which has first of all got that on there. So maybe we'll try and get
the box off.
Yeah, the box off first.
Yeah.
And then try the hydraulic tank. Well, we'll be able to see everything from then. So let's start undoing bolts somewhere.
Yeah.
There's an airline in there.
So it's just bolted through the bottom.
Yep. Henry's got, well, we had a whole bunch of stuff in there, so because it's a fuel truck, there was spill kits in there, And we've got the original axe, which we might just repurpose that, chuck that back on there, because always handy to have an axe at a fire site. So Henry said it's just bolted straight down, but first of all I'm just going to undo the air lines off this. Well, actually maybe just undo that and then just hang this down, because yeah, otherwise that's going to be in our way. For my first trick, disappearing Henry. Are you guys different in the inside?
One side is, I went to the wrong one. Yeah, you're right.
It's good to know that the Army engineers are just like the John Deere engineers, and they put a bolt and then they build everything around it. So we can't, well, I can't get my hands into the 6 bolts that are in the centre of the box there. So as you can see, Henry is grinding them off, and then we'll lift that box out, and then we should, well, we'll have a lot more room, so we'll get that done. Good lift. Okay, I'm gonna have to lift it quite high.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's heavy. I reckon we might use Italian.
Oh yeah.
That is way too heavy for us to lift. On the other side, we have to. There's a foot plate so you can stand on it. And we've got to lift it about 2 or 3 feet up and over, and it's way too heavy. So we'll back this out and just lift it up with the telehandler or something like that, and we'll bring it back in. Oh, look out, pup. Okay. Starting to get heavy. You right?
Yeah.
Oh, how, mate?
The thing on the bottom's off.
We're just going to put it straight to the ground. Straight Just like that. Just like that. Easy.
The frame on the bottom just started coming off, and I was holding it with one hand and not with the other.
Just like we're moving, we just stand it straight up. Oh God! Henry's out just getting our cut-off shuttle that we use for catching oil, and then we are going to chuck it underneath here, and we're going to drain this hydraulic tank, because that's our next point of order, is I guess get that thing off. I'm just looking at what the best way to get it off is going to be. And there's this hydraulic hose here is the PDO. So that goes, that's when the motor starts and then goes up, and that's running everything. So I wonder if we still undo the hose off there maybe, and then drain it that way. If that's going to be our easiest way to do it, who knows? There doesn't look to be a drain bung on it for some reason. They obviously drain it somewhere else, you know, when they're doing an oil change. But we'll have a quick look around and get covered in oil. Well, hopefully not get covered in oil, but get it off, get it out. Okay, what we did was we took there's a little hose that's here, and that is the bleed back hose that came off the back of the pump here. So we undid it at the pump end because it's easier, and that just wasn't flowing at all. I got a feeling that maybe in that hose it might have had a one-way valve or something. Anyway, it's flowing freely now. So we've got probably about 200 litres of oil, maybe 150 litres maybe 100 to figure out what our next move with the bolts on that thing are. And when that's empty, we'll, well, I think we're gonna get a mess on our floor here anyway, because we've got lots of hydraulic fittings that we're gonna have to take off now in order to get this thing off. The hydraulic tank is now empty, so we have got this pipe off here, which is from the filter. Down here, you can see I cut the pipe that leads to the PTO, and I mean the oil is just, it's brand new oil. They, not the guy I bought it off, but the army, when they released the truck, have obviously done an oil change on it. It'd be like 10-year-old oil at the minimum, but yeah, it's crystal clear, which is nice. So Henry's just got a little bolt on his side there that he's just trying to undo, and then we'll be able to get this tank out. Once we've got that tank out, hopefully we can then start to move the hose reels and get them off and out the way, and then after that we'll get all the air lines and this control box, and then we'll have a bit of a picture of how it's going to look up there.
You able to lift on your own, or?
Yeah, I'll see how we go. If it's not too heavy, I should be able to hopefully just
Pass it down.
You alright?
Yep.
We'll get that out of the shed.
Yep.
No, you're gonna have to go your way. And around the truck. Hose reels are done. You're good. The next is this hose pipe here. It's a complete, they welded it on the whole way around. So we need to cut it off. So what I was saying, if you couldn't hear me,
Yeah.
was that the reels were nice and easy to take off, but then this hose here, which supplies both reels, or all four reels, both sides, is all welded into place. So they've welded the joins, or they've, I don't know how they've put it in. Maybe they didn't have all the stuff on the other side there and they could lower it down. So essentially we're cutting both sides, and then that means that we can then just deal with it in smaller chunks and get it off that way. So we're gonna, yeah, Henry's got the grinder there, and we'll grind this. Nine?
That actually might be.
Four.
Might make it easier.
That stinks.
Yeah.
Hot? Is this the smartest thing to do with like oil and everything below us?
Probably not. Like, how flammable is the hydraulic oil?
Yeah. What we might do, especially if we're going to get the oxy out. Well, if we had to.
Just pull out and move it.
Pull out, move the oil out of our way. I mean, the only thing is if it did catch on fire.
Yeah, that would be a bit silly.
Let's see if it's got enough air to start. Okay, we removed the dangerous pool of oil that was below. I'm sure it wouldn't explode or light up, but whilst we had the truck still functioning, when we start messing with airlines, I don't think we're going to be able to move this truck until we figure out how to close them all off. But we're going to get back to our cutting now because it's safe. Rightio, we've got everything off of where we'll call it the platform, where that's going to go. Our next mission, well, I'll hop down and show you the next mission, but it's good. We're getting a bit of an idea of just how much room we've got up here. The big decision that we are going to have to make is, do we get rid of the spare tyre holder? Our preference is to keep it. It's always good to have a spare tyre with you so that when you're out at the fire, because we're on joules at the back, it's not an issue, but if a steerer goes, that's the issue. But it will all depend on that pump there and how well we can mount it in there. We're planning to have the deck go out to where this existing piping is. So we'll be standing out here where my hand is, and that's where we'll be firefighting. Now that will all just depend on how it goes with that down there being all mounted up. We'll get into the whole cannons and mounting them later on, but I'll show you what our mission is now. So because we want to mount up, not mount it up, we want to sit that up there today, get an idea where it's going to sit. Our next mission is to take off the pump itself, and also what Henry's dealing with there. This is the control box. So this is how you operate this pump. And it has got a lot of air lines. So once we take this off, we're not sure about if that air is live to that all the time or not. I think it is. And if it is, we won't be able to move the truck until we've located where it is back there, because obviously air's just going to piss out. We'd never be able to build enough air to move the truck. But yeah, we want to remove all that so we can bring that pump alongside, get an idea, get some measurements, and order some steel for the next round. I reckon we just go down.
We're still.
Still at those bolts.
We're still on that one bolt.
Oh yeah, and we've got those bolts on there. So.
Right, we're on.
Off. Down. It's up.
We're hooked on the
pipe. Yeah. Is that heavy? Light as, man. I reckon we just dropped about 500 kilos up the side of our bloody truck.
Yeah. Gained an extra 20 horsepower.
Right, we've got the pump off. So that's what it looks like. They would obviously hook a pipe onto whichever tank they were drawing from, and then put it on, I guess, that side there, and then they'd pump it, and that's what's falling down here, and that's to our hoses here, which went to the reels, which Henry's doing a dance on. And then they could also pump it out, and there's the control box that Henry's got there. It's got all the giant valves and things in it. So our mission now is we're going to bring the oxy over and we're going to cut these off shorter so we can pull that pipe out. We're then going to take this off, although we will probably reuse this, but we want to bring our motor in and get that mounted up properly. And we're going to take these 3 taps off here as well, because we also want to get our pump and our motor to exactly where we want it, and then we can then get measurements of what we're going to do with these. So yeah, more work, but it's coming together nicely. Yeah, it's coming together very good. Well, there you go. We learnt something today. We can't oxy aluminium. Oh no, my sunnies. Right. See if I can get a big grinder in there, I suppose. We've got the truck started again. As you can see, we've got it all clear there now. We've taken off the mount that was here for the reels, and we've left the taps on just for now. So what we're going to do is just reverse this out, bring the forklift in, and then swing around so the forklift can fit in here, and then we'll bring the truck back in, and then we're going to mount it up in position, and we'll be able to get an idea of where everything goes and what we need to order. So that's sort of what it's going to look like. And then what Henry and I got to decide is, we can still come further back. So we've got these taps here that we need to probably get rid of, because then we can come closer. We don't want to be too close, because like Henry pointed out, on this side we've got our dipstick and oil filter and fuel filter. So that could be interesting to try and service, change, check. But closer in is obviously better. And then how we do this. So this might be something like come up and then a right angle here into number 2. Number 3 could be just fast filling for someone with a pump on the ground, and then number 3 could be because we need this to be able to fill itself. So it needs to come in and be able to fill. But these aren't going to be this far out. We'll adjust these to where we desire. So we'll have a bit of a chat and a talk, and we'll get back to you. So I've had a bit of a discussion on how it's all going to work. We're still a little unsure on which way we're going to do the taps, but the one idea that we've had is, because this is the real mount, which flipped up the other way. So that was down here, flipped up the other way, is the greatest base for the firefighter deck up there. Now, apparently the army was, well, the engineer doesn't like us, and these bolts are spaced differently, so they're out by 1 centimetre. And then Henry and I we just tested this, going over like that. We can get nice and close, and then, well, it would probably be about that high. This, hang on, let me flip that down. This we're going to see if we can move out here, and then we'll have a trap door so that we can get and service it. But I think that would be the best. That would be our best bet for starting a deck. Why build something completely new when we've already got the base? So yeah, that's our plan. Now we're going to try and make it work in the next hour and a half before knockoff. And then we can get it all up there and sorted. And we might even start with moving this and seeing what that looks like. Yep. Look at that.
Perfect.
And that won't impede on any of this.
No.
Perfect. Good. No. Oh, yes. Hang on, no. One.
They're all connected together.
What a difference it has made a day working on the truck. So as you can see, we've got the taps off here. Henry took all the taps off that were underneath the tank there. So they were like check valve taps. So there's a tap underneath the tank, on each tank. So he's just undone them and got rid of them. And there's a mounting plate there that we took off. So we are now going to just lift this up now and we'll show you that and we'll get a bit of an idea of where we're going to, where it's going to mount, where it's going to live and how it's going to look. So after having a bit of a play around, we think it's best to have it as far forward as we can here, so it's touching up here. We're going to relocate the air filter, so the air intake, to the very top of the truck for two reasons. It gives us a better T position here, but this will just suck dirt and chaff, straw, smoke straight off the fire. If you're blasting on your left hand side, it'll just come straight in and I reckon we'll block that pretty quickly. We are going to do a special grate or a guard or some sort of system on our radiator at the front there to prevent that happening as well. We are also going to have air on this truck so that we can just have a air gun, an air lance and just blow our radiators out for that reason. So at the moment we're planning to have something come off here. That's going to come down 90 into here. There's also going to be a T-piece in here with a tap because that's going to have our fill, and then this is where we'll mount our primer in here somewhere so it can prime up. This will come up and then T and then go into here, so that's so we can fill. There'll be a tap here and then that'll tee off and go around to all our other nozzles, everything up there for firefighting. And then this last one is going to be just for fast filling. So that one we're thinking we might just come straight out here, and then that means that we can then hook on anyone's tanks that's got pumps, and we'll have every fitting that we can think of in the back, 3 inch, 2 inch, 2 inch to 1.5 inch, 1 inch to 1.25 inches, so that we can fill. So often at a big fire you'll have fast fill pumps there. We've got one for the brigade, every brigade's got one, and they're normally a 3 inch. So we'll have that. This will make this a 3 inch line that we always neck down to something. So it'll be a 3 inch, and then we can just hook that straight onto here. We'll have every available option of male, female, everything like that to get that to work. But yeah, that's our rough position. So tomorrow morning, Henry and I'll get a tape measure out. We'll measure out a deck, and we'll work out some steel. And the next time we go to do this, we'll have the steel and we'll be able to start mounting up, welding up and getting a fire truck. So be perfect. So yeah, we're going to leave it there, everyone. So make sure you subscribe so you can stay along to watch us transform this thing. It's we're both very excited. So I know you guys have been as well, been anticipating and waiting for it. So we're going to leave the video there, and subscribe, like, and we'll see you in the next one.